Welcome to session 7, the Lalitha Sahasranamam series under the Vande Vidya Shankaram program of SVBF North. As you all know, we have just entered Dhanur Masa, or Margasirish, or Margari in Tamil. It is considered to be the dawn time for Devas. This month has a unique significance for all devotional activities like singing, early morning bhajan, tirpavai, etc. And especially for worshipping Lord Mahavishnu. In fact, Lord Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Masana Margasirsho Aham. Among all the months, I am the month of Margasirsham. In this month, we also have many important events like Ardra Darshan, which is scheduled tomorrow morning, and Vaikunta Ekadashi, and also many other things like the Tirupavai singing. So we are very fortunate to conduct our session 7 of Lalitha Sahasranamam today in this devotional month. Let's have a quick recall of our last session number 6. The beginning, I had answered some interesting questions, and later we covered slokams from 60 up to 70, covering 300 namas. We learnt about Ambal, the Pancha Brahma Swarupini, how she exists in different stages of consciousness, how she is Panchakritya Parayana, performing 5 functions, and also many other forms of Ambal. I have been explaining to you the namas based on Bhaskar Raya's commentary called Saubhagya Bhaskaram. Bhaskar Raya was a great master of mantra and tantra vidyas, was a great Devi Upasaka. He has profusely quoted from various Upanishads, lexicons and tantra works and Puranas like Linga Purana, Vishnu Purana, and so many others. He has offered a number of alternative explanations, different meanings. Sanskrit is one language where one particular word has many meanings, and he has offered many of those meanings, but we are not discussing all of them as they're very exhaustive. So we will confine only to those which are important. I'd like to mention here there's another commentary in Lalitha Sahasranama, which is called Jayamangala, originally written in Telugu by Bhatta Narayana. It's also unique in many respects. Bhatta Narayana was son of Venkadadvari, an Advaita teacher. We don't know much about him, but his commentary is also there in Lalitha Sahasranama. Bhaskar Raya has divided the entire Lalitha Sahasranama commentary into 12 kalas or sections, while Bhatta Narayana has divided the text into 10 sections. And both have quoted extensively from various Puranic scriptures. We will now start off where we left off. We will start with our Dhyana Slokam and then go on with the Nama 301 that appears in the second line of verse 70. Sindhuraruna Vigraham Trinayanam Manikya Maudi Spurate Tara Naika Sekaram Spitamukim Apina Vakshoruham Adibhyam Malipur Ratnasakam Ratotpalam Pipratim Saumyam Ratnagadastarakta Charanam Jayet Param Ambikam Arunam Karuna Tarankitaksham Tisapasankusa Pushpapana Chapam Anima Dibiravirtam Mayukai Rakamitte Bhavaye Pamanim Jayet Padmasanastam Vikasitavadanam Padmapatrayatakshim Hema Bam Pitapastram Karakali Talasat Hema Padbam Varangim Sarvalankara Yuktam Satatam Abedam Bhaktanam Ram Pavanim Sri Vidyam Shantamurtim Sakala Suranutam Sarva Sampat Pradatrim Sa Kunkuma Vilepana Balikuchumbi Kasturikam Samanta Hasitechanam Sasarachapa Pashankusham Asesha Jana Mohinim Arunamalya Bhushambaram Japa Kusuma Basuram Japopitos Maredambikam. So we now go to verse number 70. We had actually covered the first line last time, so I'm not repeating it. But the second line is where we start now because it starts with 301. Anyway, I'll read the verse. Narayani Nada Rupa Nama Rupa Vivarjita Hrinkari Hrimati Hridya Heyo Padeya Varjita. The second line, Hrinkari Hrimati Hridya Heyo Padeya Varjita, is all related to Devi mantras. Hrimkari, the syllable Hrim, is Bhuvaneswari's Bija Mantram. It is a key mantra for Adi Shakti. This Bija mantra is also known as Shakti Bija. So there is a very short prayer which I always say. Pasankusancha Varadhabai Hastadarim Pitambarim Kanakamautika Bhushitangim Ashodasaksha Kalavrata Patpavasim Ekaksharim Tripunadi Adipatim Namami Asya Sri Bhuvaneshwari Mahamantrasya. Bhuvaneshwari is seen as Ekakshari. It means single aksharam, referring to Hrim. And Hrimkari. Hrimkari is one who makes the sound Hrim. Bhaskaraya says the meaning of Hrim is given in the Swatantra Tantra by a Vyakula Akshara verse. I'll tell you later on what is Vyakula Akshara. Says Ha indicates manifestation, and Ra as involution, E as perfection, and the dot M controlling the three. The meaning is Hrim corresponds to creation, preservation, and destruction, and Kari is the doer. So Hrimkari is one who does the creation, preservation, and destruction. What is the Vyakula Akshara? I said, Bhaskara explains that. It is a verse wherein the most secret meaning of certain mantras is given out in a kind of a perplexing, riddle-like manner, where the key is in another verse in the same way, in order that it may not be understood by those who are not initiated. Such perplexing verses, two verses really, they are called Vyakula Akshara verses. And this Vyakula Akshara is the one which gives the meaning of Hrim. The next one is Hrimati. Hri has many meanings in Sanskrit. It means shame, shyness, mind, satisfaction, desire, nourishment, all are related to Hri. But here, I think it is appropriate to say Hri is shyness or bashfulness. You know, Hrimati means the possessor of Hri. You will probably recall a slokam in Devi Mahatmyam, Saptasati says, Ya Devi Sarva Bhuteshu Lajja Rupena Samsita. Hri is really Lajja. I don't know whether there is an exact equivalent English word, but the nearness may be bashfulness or shyness. It is something, in Tamil they say, Vekkam Kalanta Nanam, you know, that is a kind of thing. It is something which is mixed. It's seen in, say, to be married, new brides, you know, you find that expression coming in. So that is Lajja. The one next 303 Nama, which is Hridaya, refers to Devi abiding in the heart of devotees, and that is in the heart of ascetics particularly. And Hridaya also means delightful, because heart is the one which is converting your expression of love. And heart is also connected to romance. When you say heart, hearty welcome, you say, right? So it means heart is something which is delightful. Hridaya here is delightful. Heyo padeya varjita. Heya means discarding something because there is no desire. I don't want it. Upadeyam means accepting something because there is a desire. Now, Ambal has no desires and she has nothing to regret nor to accept. So, Heyo Padeya Varchita, Ambal is supreme. She doesn't want anything and she doesn't want to accept anything also. She has no desire. The next verse, number 71. Raja Raja Chita Rajni Ramya Rajiva Lochana Ranjani Ramani Rasya Ranat Kinkini Mekala. Again, Lalitha Sahasranamam describes the attributes of Ambal. Raja Rajarchita. Who are these Raja Rajas? It says Raja Raja Archita. That means worshipped by Raja Rajas. But who are these Raja Rajas? Bhaskaraya says they are Manu and Kubera. Manu is considered as a king of human beings. Manusmriti, reflections of Manu, is an ancient text well known, which served as a code of conduct for human society. Kubera, the king of Navanidhi, 9 different kinds of wealth. So they are considered to be Raja Rajas, and they are the ones who are worshipping Ambal. Rajni. Rajni means queen. She is a queen of Raja Rajeshwara, who Shiva. Ramya. Many people have this name, Ramya, the beautiful one. Rajiva Lochana. Rajiva has got many meanings. As usual in Sanskrit, we say many meanings of one word. Here it can mean a deer, a fish, a lotus, dependent of a king. These are all Rajiva. You have to interpret the meaning depending on the context. In this case, it could mean Ambal has eyes like those of a deer or lotus. Bhaskaraya says deer, but lotus is also equally correct here. We have Padma Lochana and we have Rajiva Lochana. All these refer to lotus eye also. Then comes Ranjani, next line. Ranjani is one who is delightful to her devotees. It also means colorful. So, by her very presence, the Devi colors the pure Paramashiva as the red flower colors the crystal. She's radiating the colors, and she's also very delightful to her devotees. Ramani makes devotees very glad. How? By laughing, playing, and rejoicing. Like a child, so easy and so innocent. You know, those people who have experience with Devi Upasakam, they know how delightful the experience is for the devotees. You can see actually Ambal is speaking to you, she actually plays with you. That is the kind of feeling devotees get. So it is Ramani, makes the devotees glad by her. Rasya, one who has to be experienced or worshipped. Ranat Kinkini Mekala. Now, this I want to spend some time on this word. Kinkini, what is Kinkini? You know, even a child will say it is a kind of sound. It refers to the melodious sound produced by bells, you know. In Sanatana Dharma, the sound of bell is considered very auspicious. It welcomes divinity and dispels evil. That's why you have bell, you know, ringing in all our functions. And so also they have this in ornaments, tiny bells. They have it in various jewels. And these tiny bells also produce little sound. Now, Mekala is in Abharana. It is a jewel, which is a type of hip ornament. As you see in the picture here, it is called Odyanam in Tamil. See, it's a waistband worn by women. Like you see in the picture here, it has very tiny bells attached that make kind of lilting kinkini sound during movement. Ranat Kinkini Mekala means Ambal wears a waistband like Odyanam with tinkling bells. Some of you might have seen this ornament, even though it is not very popular nowadays, but earlier it used to be very, very popular. During the weddings, the bride always wore this Odyanam. In fact, I have my mother's with the bells attached to them. So this is the Kinkini sound refers to that. And Soundara Lagri also, you have this in the sloka 7, it begins with the word Konat Kanchi Dama. Konat Kanchi. Konat means the lilting sound. Kanchi Dama is one where the Odyanam with bells. Now, this description is given for Kanchi Kamakshi. She is the only deity who has all the physical description of Lalita Tripura Sundari. In fact, the name Kanchi is for the midriff portion just above the belly button, as you say. When Ambal walks, it's not only her anklet that make the Jal Jal or Kinkini sound, but also her Odyanam. Now, this is particularly for Kanchi Kamakshi, but it is also applicable for Lalita Tripura Sundari. Now, Kinkini sound is referred to in many songs and also in many devotional scriptures. I recall a nice piece from Uthukada Venkata Subbayar on Mannargudi Rajagopala. It is set in Nilamari Ragam, beautiful Ragam. Mani no Puradari Rajagopala, Mani no Puradari Kankana Kinkini Gadamani no Puradari Rajagopala, Mani no Puradari Kankana Kinkini Gadamani no Puradari. A beautiful song where it describes the sound coming from the tiny bells in the anklet. Nupuram means anklet, Golusu they say, owned by Rajagopala Swami. There is another story I have heard about Kinkini sound coming from anklet. Many of you know that Adi Shankara won the debate with Vandana Mishra in Kashi and blessed him with the title of Sureshwaracharya. Soon after he won the debate, Vandana Mishra and his Patni Saraswani, she was in fact an avatar of Saraswati, they agreed to follow Adi Shankara. But Saraswani, she imposed a condition. She said, I'll follow you, but you should not turn back to sue me. If you do so, I will stay at the same spot. I will not move. So Adi Shankara agreed, and the three started the journey towards the south. And they were coming down. Adi Shankara knew that Saraswani was following behind us. You could hear the soft kinkini sound coming from the tiny bells of Saraswani's anklets. So when they came near the river Tungabhadra, Adi Shankara saw a beautiful scenic spot. He was so impressed. For a moment, he forgot himself. And he realized at the same time the kinkini sound from Saraswani's ankles stopped. So without realizing the condition, Shankara turned back to check and Saraswani stopped there. That place is said to be Goddess Sarada Devi's abode in Sringeri. A reference is made to the story in Devatin Kural by Kanchi Mahabariva. So this is another story about Kinkini sound. So much about the Kinkini. Ranat Kinkini Mekala means she is the one wearing the Mekala or the Odyanam, the waistband with bells, tiny bells attached, and that makes the sound Kinkini. So shall we go to the next slide, please? Rama Rakendu Vadana Rati Rupa Rati Priya Raksha Kari Rakshasagni Rama Ramanam Pata. Rama in the form of Lakshmi. Rama is another name for Lakshmi. Rakendu Vadana. Indu Vadana. Indu means moon. Vadana means face. Ambal is having a face like the full moon. Remember the story of Abhirami Bhattar that I narrated earlier? He saw Ambal's face as full moon on Amavasya day. So it is right that Ambal's face is described as Rakhendu Vadana. Rati Rupa, the beautiful form of Rati. Rati was the wife of Manvata. She was very beautiful. And Ambal assumes this name of Rati Rupa. She assumes different names, and Rati Rupa is one such name. Rati Priya, beloved of Rati. Ambal made Manmata visible to the eyes of Rati alone out of compassion for Rati. So, no doubt, she is Rati Priya. She is beloved of Rati. She made this special concession so that Rati could see Manmata with her eyes. So, Raksha Kari. Raksha is protection, and Kari is doer. Devi is the protector of all devotees. Rakshasa Agni. There are two words, Rakshasa and Agni. Rakshasas, you know, the demons, Asuras. Agni is fire. She destroys Asuras like fire. Devi Mahatmyam explains how Devi kills so many Asuras, right? Rama. Rama here means a woman. Now, Bhaskaraya quotes here the Brahma Vaivarta Purana. He says, whatever in the three worlds appear in the female form, Devi, it is thy form. It is so declared in the scriptures. Our dharma asks us to view all women as a form of Devi. Don't we name all our girls with Devi's names? Because we view them as Devi herself. Bhaskara also quotes Brahma Parasara Smriti, which says, as women are pleased or displeased, so are the gods pleased and displeased. If the women are placed in the family, pleased, the family increases. If they are displeased, the family is spoiled. In Sanatana Dharma, women are given the highest importance. Women is the divine helpmate of man in all his rituals. The wife gives the fire with which a homa should start. She gives the power of attorney through a darbai so that the husband can start the rituals. Any ritual at the household level or higher should be done by the couple together. It can't be done by a single only man. A happy woman in the family keeps all others always happy. Now we can see that in many families. In fact, in the United States, you have the women working both at home as well as in corporate companies, and they are managing both. And it is very important for members of the family to keep such women happy. And they in turn keep all the other members of the family always happy. So that is the meaning of this Rama here. Now, Ramanam Pata, Ramana Lampata. What it means is that Devi is devoted to her husband. Husband is a primary and most intimate relative for a woman. In Sanatana Dharma, the single pointed devotion is considered very essential between husband and wife. Going forward to the next verse 73. Kamya Kama Kala Rupa Kadamba Kusuma Priya Kalyani Jagati Kanda Karuna Rasa Sagara. Kamya. Kamya means to be desired. Those who desire liberation to obtain her by knowledge. Ambal is one who fulfills the desires of devotees. Kamakala Rupa, in the form of Kamakala. She is the manifestation of all kala. Kala means art, the arts of desire, Kamakala. Kadamba Kusuma Priya, fond of Kadamba flowers. I don't know whether some of you have seen Kadamba flowers. They are very beautiful, you know. They are like golden yellow color with fluffy sprouts on them all round. So they look so beautiful, like a badminton ball, you know, something like that, in the yellow color. So Ambal is said to reside in the forest of Kadamba. Kadamba Vana is a beautiful song by the famous Muthuswami Dikshidhar, who sings in Meenakshi Mudam and makes reference to Kadamba Vanavasini. Meenalochani Pachamochani Manini Kadamba Vanavasini Meenakshi Me Mudam. Meenalochani Pachamochani Manini Kadamba Vanavasini Meenakshi Me Mudam. Set in the Raga Purvi Kalyani, Dikshidhar makes only one request to the goddess. O Meenakshi, Me Mudam Dehi. Give me eternal bliss, he says. And in fact, Dikshidhar attained bliss while singing this Meenalochani. He breathed his last. That is the power of this particular song. And the reference is made to the Kadamba Vanam. Very interesting. Madurai Meenakshi temple, many of you have heard, the Sthala Vriksham or the temple tree is a Kadamba tree. The Kadamba tree not only is beautiful flowers, it has immense medicinal values also. It is a beautiful ornamental tree. As I said, with it's got a scent in the golden ball-like floral heads, you know, and it has got many medicinal values. And it is made reference in many of the scriptures. Later in one of the verses, you will also hear the words Pasupasa Vimochani. That is also coming later. The next word is Kalyani. Kalya means good words. Ana means to speak. She is beneficent, offers auspiciousness, and worshipped as Kalyani, one who speaks beautifully. Many people have the name Kalyani. Jagati Kanda. Kanda means roots, you know. And Devi is the root of the world. So Jagati Kanda. She is the root of the world. Karuna Rasa Sagara. Karuna, you know, is compassion, and Sagara is ocean. So very easy to understand the meaning. Devi is the ocean of compassion. Going further to verse 74. Kalavati Kalalapa Kanta Kadambari Priya Varadavama Nayana Varuni Madaviflaha. Very beautiful verse. Kalavati. Kala, as I told you, is art. There are 64 kalas or 64 arts. Devi is the seat of the 64 kalas or sciences. Kala Lapa. Kala here actually, Kala Alapa should be. Alapa is speech. And Kala is really sweet here. Kala itself is meaning something nice and beautiful. Aya Arabattinanga Kala, as they say. Kala itself is beautiful. And here, Ambal's conversation, Alapa. You know, the word Alapane comes from that. When Carnatic music, they do the Alapane, it is a kind of speech, as they call it. It's long drawn. That is supposed to portray the ragam in which the song is to come. So here, Ambal's, even ordinary conversation itself is very sweet. Kanta. Kanta is beautiful. Kadambari Priya. No, it is, Kadambari is a kind of a mead, it's a drink. It's a beverage. It's created by fermenting honey with water and sometimes with various fruits and spices and grains and so on. So Ambal is very fond of that beverage, Kadambari Priya. Varadha. Varadha, Vamanayana. Varam, you know that, boon. Ambal is giver of boons. To Brahma, Vishnu and other devotees. Bhaskaraya quotes Narada in the Matsya and Padma Puranas, says, Narada says, what I told you of this Devi about her ever uplifted hand. This uplifted hand, Varadhabhai Astadarim, I said in the beginning, uplifted hands is giving varam, always conferring boons. She will become the giver of boons to all devas, daityas, and ascetics. The hand is the instrument of giving, isn't it? We give with hands. So here the hand of Devi is said to confer boons. In reality, the expression means simply fulfilling the desire of the gods. The way Devi Bhagavatam also says that she fulfills the desires of devas who seek boons. It comes, Varada comes from the root vru, to choose. And she is called Varada, the conferer of boons, giver of the thing which is chosen by the devotees. Vama Nayana. Vama means fair and Nayana means eyes. Ambal has got beautiful eyes. She is described as Padmanayana. She is described as Nirajanayana, like lotus eye. So she has beautiful eyes and it's described in many other places. Varuni Mada Viplava. Mada Viplava means Varuni. It's a juice which is extracted from dates. It's called Varuni. Mainly because the god Varuna is fond of it. So it's called Varuni. The expression means forgetting about external objects and simply enjoying. So Ambal is always in such a happy disposition. Going further to verse 75, Vishwadika Veda Vedya Vindhya Chalanivasini Vidatri Veda Janani Vishnu Maya Vilasini. Vishwa, you know. Vishwa means universe. Vishwadika means transcending the universe. Vishwadika. Veda Vedya. Veda comes from the root with, to know. So Veda is knowledge. Veda Vedya means to be known through the Vedas. There are 4 gates to Ambal's abode, the Chintamani palace. What are these 4 gates? These are the 4 Vedas. The deity cannot be seen unless you enter the gates. So it is said that she is known through the Vedas alone. The eastern side, the great quarter, is said to be the Rig Veda. The southern quarter, they say, is Yajus. The west one is other one. The great northern quarter is that of Sama. These are the 4 gates, each one representing a Veda. And the meaning of this Veda Vedya means that Devi should be known through the 4 goddesses who are the deities of the 4 Vedas. Vindhyachala Nivasini. You know Vindhyachal. Chal means move. Achal means not moving. We have Arunachalam, right? Achalam. Achalam means one which does not move. What does not move? A mountain does not move. So Vindhyachala is Vindhya mountain. One who resides in the Vindhya mountain is called Vindhyachala Nivasani. Ambal resides in the Vindhya mountain. There is a Vindhyavasini temple located at Vindhyachal. It's close to Mirzapur in UP on the banks of Ganga River. The legend says it is a place Devi chose to be her abode. After she escaped from the hands of Kamsa as Yoga Maya Devi. When Kamsa tried to kill her because she thought that's the eighth child of Devaki and Vasudeva, and Kamsa thought that baby is going to kill him. So when Kamsa tried to kill her, she just flew up because she became Maya Devi, and she said, I am not the one. The person who is going to kill you is born elsewhere, is somewhere else. And when she escaped after the hands of Kamsa, Devi chose this place as Vindhyachala Nivasini. That is how the lesson goes here. Vidhatri. Dhatri is known as the mother because she is the one who bears the child. Vidhatri is the nourisher or supporter of universe. Vidhatri. Veda Janani. Very simple to understand. Mother of the Vedas. Mother of the Vedas. Devi Purana says that because there arose from the Kundalini, which is triangular in form, the vowels and consonants, she is the mother of the Vedas. Vishnu Maya. Vishnu means all pervading. Sukram Paradaram Vishnum, you say, right? That Vishnu means omnipresent, unlimited by place or time. And Maya is, of course, illusion, conditions of illusion, which is belonging to Vishnu Maya, belonging to Vishnu. So here, Bhaskara is quoting Bhagavad Gita. I'll repeat that also. Devi Hesha Gunamayi Mama Maya Durityaya Mame Vaye Prabhatyante Maya Metam Tarantite. Coming in chapter 7, where Krishna says, my divine energy Maya, consisting of the three modes of nature, is very difficult to overcome. But those who surrender to me, Mayam Etam Tarantite, they can cross over it easily. So likewise here, Vishnu, Maya means all pervading conditions of illusion. Ambal represents that. And once you surrender to Ambal, you can cross over that easily. Vilasini is playful. Vilasini means playful. It is, of course, having the same meaning as earlier also, but I've said that Ambal is playful. In fact, Lalitha itself means playful. Going to verse number 76. Kshetra Swarupa Kshetresi Kshetra Tetragna Palini Kshaya Vritti Vinirmukta Kshetra Pala Samarchita. Kshetra Swarupa. Now, Bhaskaraya defines Kshetra as matter. So matter includes earth, land, field, body, are all matters. So Ambal's body is matter. Kshetra, Kamarupa, and other abodes, there are 36 categories from earth to Shiva. These all form her body. Linga Purana is quoted by Bhaskaraya. It says, Devi, the wife of the destroyer of the three cities, Tripurahari, becomes Kshetra. Ambal is in the form of kshetras or places. Names of many cities in India are derived from Devi's name, like Kolkata is Kalighat, Chandigarh is from Chandika, Simla from Shamala, and so on. So you have the Kshetra also referring to cities, and Kshetra Swarupa, Ambal is just representing various Kshetras. Kshetresi, meaning the wife of the ruler of the matter. Kshetra Kshetrajna Palini, the protector of matter and of the knower of the matter also. Protector of the matter and also protector of the knower of matter. Kshetrajna is Jiva. Vishnu Smriti says, the body is called Kshetra. One who knows this is called Kshetrajna. And Bhaskaraya again quotes Bhagavad Gita, in which Krishna says the same thing. In chapter 13, Arjuna Uvacha Prakritim Purusham Chaiva Kshetram Kshetrajneva Cha Edat Veditum Ichchami Jnanam Yeyam Cha Keshava. And Arjuna said, "O Keshava, I want to understand what are Prakriti and Purush, what is Kshetra and Kshetrajna. I also want to know what is true knowledge and what is the goal of this knowledge." And Bhagavan replies, Sri Bhagavan Uvacha, Idam Shariram Kaunteya Kshetram iti abhidiyate Edat yo veti tam prahuhu Kshetrajna iti tadvidaha. Bhagavan says, "O Arjuna, this body is termed Kshetra, which is the field of activities, and the one who knows his body is called Kshetrajna. By the sages, it is said, who are able to discern the truth between the two. They know both the Kshetra as well as Kshetrajna. In modern science, we have terms like the field of energy. A magnet has got a magnetic field around it, which creates electricity on rapid movement like a fan or motor operates. An electric charge has a force of field around it. Here, the body is the receptacle for the activities of the individual. Hence, it is called Kshetra, the field of activities. The soul is distinct from the body-mind intellect mechanism, but forgetful of its own divine nature, it is identifying itself with the material entities. Yet, because it has knowledge of the body, it is called Kshetrajna. That means the knower of the field of the body. Now, this terminology is given by various saints and who perceive their identity distinct from the body. Going further, Chaya Vriddhi Vinirmukta. Chayam means decay. Tuberculosis is called Chaya Rogam, right? Because it decays the body. Vriddhi means growth. Vinirmukta means free from. Mukta. Devi is free from decay and growth. Growth and decay belong to Kshetra and changing, is mortals. Though she controls them, she is herself free from them. Again, Bhaskaraya quotes Bhagavad Gita, chapter 2, verse 23, which says, Nainam chindanti sastrani, nainam dagati pavakaha, nachainam tredayantapo, nasoshayati marutaha. Weapons cannot shred the soul, nor fire can burn it. Water cannot wet it, nor can the wind dry it. Likewise, Devi is free from decay and destruction like a soul. Kshetrapala Samarchita, worshipped by Kshetrapalas. There is a little story behind this Nama, how Kshetrapala means what? Now, Shiva created Kali to kill the Daitya and Daruka Asuras. Even after killing them, no, the Kali's anger or wrath, it was not appeased. So, in order to dispel her anger, Shiva assumed the form of a baby, a crying infant. And when Kali saw the baby, she took pity and then she suckled the child, who drank up the fire of her anger with milk. That child is believed to be an incarnation of Shiva. He is called Kshetrapala. This story occurs in Linga and other Puranas as quoted by Bhaskar Raya. The literal meaning is Kshetra, the area of sacrificial ceremony, and Pala is a protector. Going further to the next verse, Vijaya Vimala Vandya Vandaru Janavatsala Vakvadini Vamakeshi Vandi Mandala Vasini. Vijaya, very common name, meaning always victorious. Bhaskar Raya offers many explanations. He says that according to Devi Purana, she is the deity of Kashmira, which is one of the 68 sacred places. As regards the meaning of Vijaya, he says the same book says after conquering the very powerful king of Daityas named Padma, Devi is known in the three worlds by the epithet Vijaya, ever victorious, and also Aparajita, unconquerable. According to Chintamani, Vijaya also means an auspicious time or Muhurtam. In the month of Ashwina, Tamil month Puratasi, in the 10th day of the bright fortnight, Shukla Paksham, the stars appear. That time is known as Vijaya, giving success to undertakings. It's also said, just after the twilight, when the stars begin to shine, the time is called Vijaya, favorable to all undertakings. The 11th Muhurta is called 8 hours and 48 minutes after midday, is named Vijaya. A journey begun at that time is bound to result in success. That is a belief. Going further, Vimala. Mala means impurity, Vimala in just the opposite meaning. We put V, it is opposite. So Devi is absolutely pure. Vandya, 348 is a number of the Nama. Vandya means one who is worshipped, adorable. Vandaru Janavatsala. Jana means people. Vandaru means those who worship. So Vandaru Jana means worshippers. Vatsala means very fond of, affectionate. Devi is always fond of worshippers. Vakvadini, speaker of the world. Tripura Siddhanta, quoted by Bhaskar Raya, says, as she always abides in the form of speech, she is known in the world as Vakvadini. Worshipping Lalitha improves speaking skills. I've seen that with many people. As they recite, as they improve their devotion towards Lalitha Devi, their speaking skills also improve. Vamakeshi. Keshi means actually hair. Vamakeshi here means having beautiful hair. Vamakesha is one of the tantras also, which is promulgated by Shiva. So as she is treated in the work, she is also Vamakeshi. Vandi Mandala Vasini. She is residing in the circle of fire. 3 mandalas and 3 circles of the moon, the sun and the fire. So going further to the next verse, which is 78, Bhakti Matkalpa Latika Pasupasa Vimochani Samprada Sesha Pashanda Sadachara Pravartika. Bhaktivat Kalpalatika. Bhakti, devotion. What is Kalpalatika? Kalpalatika is a kalpa creeper. It's a creeper. You have heard about Kalpaka Taru or Kalpaka Vriksham, which was found when they churned the ocean in Samudra Manthan. Now, this is a creeper, and it's a creeper that yields everything what you want, but not everything like Kalpataru. Kalpataru is one which gives you everything, whatever. If you want weapons, also it will give you. But Kalpalatika, the creeper doesn't give you weapons. It gives you what you legitimately desire. So there's a difference. So Devi is like the Kalpalata, the wish-granting creeper to her devotees. Bhaskaraya adds one more explanation, please. That Kalpa means imperfect. That is, she makes perfect even her imperfect devotees. He is supported in the Shakti Rahasya, as he says. He worshipped Bhavani irregularly or with imperfect devotion also. In the next birth, the devotee becomes possessed of regular and perfect devotion. So, even imperfect devotees are made perfect by Ambal. That's also another interpretation for this. Then going further, we say Pasu Pasa Vimochani. Pasus really mean literally cattle. But we are also a sort of cattle because we also eat and drink like cattle. Shiva is known as Pasupati, as you know. My mother's village, the deity is called Pasupati, and the railway station is called Pasupati Kovil, very near Tanjavur. Pasa is bondage. Pasa has two words, pa and asa. Pa refers to thirst and asa is hunger. The ignorant people are called Pashus because they possess the desire of eating and drinking. This hunger and thirst belong only to the ignorant. And Devi, as Vimochani, releases them from ignorance. In fact, Bhaskaraya offers very extensive commentary to this Nama. I'd like to share with you only the essential part of this pasas, what it explains. He says there are fivefold afflictions or pasas, namely nescience, egoism, desire, anger, and very ardent attachment to life. Nescience is the absence of discrimination between self and the non-self. In other words, lack of knowledge or ignorance, you can say. Egoism, as you know, is the assumption that body and materials which are not self are self. Desire, of course, is the craving after many things, bodily enjoyment. And anger is aversion to whatever obstructs the attainment of many good things. Ardent attachment is not renouncing a thing even though one knows it is not beneficial. So these five afflictions, he calls them as pasas. And out of these come many others, which is said to be 52 in all, different kinds of these fivefold applications. Pasa Vimochani means one who removes all these afflictions. Next one is Samhrasa Sesha Pashanda. Now, Devi is the destroyer of all heretics. Who is a heretic? Heretic is one who differs in opinion from an accepted belief or doctrine, or let's say Sanatana Dharma. In short, it means a non-conformist to Vedas and Dharmic scriptures. Bhaskaraya quotes Linga Purana. He says the nature of the heretics is this: observers of rituals not enjoined in the Vedas, and those who are excluded from the ceremonies prescribed by Shruti and Smritis are called heretics. And Pashanda refers to those that are imagined by men beyond the Vedas. The Brahma Vaivarta Purana says, if you take the Puranas, Nyaya, Mimamsa, Dharma Shastra, 6 Vedangas, and the 4 Vedas. All together they make 14. Now these 14 are the seat of Dharmasthana, or the righteousness. Now, taking these 14 as true, what is beyond these imagined by men is called hearsay, and that is called Pashanda. Samprata means destruction. So, what it means is Samprata Pashandas, Ambal destroys all those Pashanda that are not true. The very next Nama says Ambal nurtures the righteous dharmic action. Sadachara pravartika. Sad acharam. Right action. Pravartika means one who inspires. Because Devi destroys the wicked and she inspires to right action. So that is Sadachara pravartika. So we can go to the next one. The verse is Tapatrayakni Santapta Samakladana Chandrika Taruni Tapasaradya Tanumadya Tamopaha. Tapatrayagni. Tapam is a misery or anguish. And Trayagni means triple fire of misery. The 3 miseries are that which belong, number 1 to body, number 2 to elements, and number 3 to deities. These are the 3 types. And people are constantly enduring these 3-fold miseries of life. In fact, they are called, one is called Adi Daivika. There is miseries caused by acts of nature, as they call it. Nature. You have seen floods, you have seen storms, you've seen typhoons, extreme heat or cold. No, these are beyond your control. They are caused by Daivika, nature. They are called acts of nature, and these are all beyond one's reasonable control. Adhyatmika is Atmika self. So Adhyatmika means are miseries which are caused by one's own mind or body. For example, you can say drinking alcohol. It's your choice. And it gives you misery. You can choose a discipline in your life. You don't have to worry unnecessarily on things which really don't matter much. But once Mark Twain, I want to quote him, said, I have had a lot of worries in my life, most of which never happened. So there are people who keep on worrying, they don't know how to relax, and that causes stress in their body and then results in health issues. Such miseries are within your control. Thirdly, Adi Bhautika. Bhautika refers to elements, and those are miseries caused by other living entities. For example, you may be bitten by mosquitoes or snakes or animals. Sometimes we may be intentionally hurt by other human beings. No, you have very limited control on such miseries. But you can control a little bit. Like, for example, you can have a mosquito net or a cream to ward off mosquitoes, or take a vaccine or something like that. So these are the 3 kinds of miseries that are referred to Tapatrayagni. And we also say, Shanti, 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 Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti 3 times to appease the cause of these 3 miseries. So it means 1 Tapatrayagni Santapta, the one who is able to relieve you from those miseries. And the next word is Samakladana Chandrika. The word Chandrika, is moon. So this Nama actually means Devi is like the moonlight, delighting those who suffer by the triple fire of misery. In other words, she brings solace to the people who suffer from these afflictions. Taruni. Taruni is always young. Tamil word Tarunam is also derived from it. The time refers to present time, which is young. Tapasaradhya. You know, tapasvi, right? Tapasvi means ascetic. Aradhya means worship. So Ambal is worshipped by ascetics. So Bhaskara adds Tapa is also samsara, and Sara is essence. A is deep, Dhya is meditation. So Devi is the essential object of meditation among the earthly misery. In other words, she is worshipped by deep meditation of ascetics. Tanumadhya means one who has slender waist. Tanumadhya. It is a deity worshipped. There is a river called Neva in Andhra Pradesh, and there is a temple called Bileshwara. In that, the deity is called Tanumadhya. Tamopaha. Tamo here means referring to tamas, ignorance. And Devi is the remover of ignorance. As I said in the first session, there are people who do not know that they do not know. They are ignorant. It happens even with many educated people. Devi Upasana removes such ignorance. By listening to this series of lectures, I'm sure you have learned many things that you did not probably know earlier. So, Devi has already removed part of your ignorance. Going further to the next verse, which is 780, right? 80. Chidistatpata lakshartha chideka rasarupini swatmanandala vibhuta brahmadhyananta santatihi. Chit, as you know, is intelligence. It is wisdom. Devi is called Chiti because she is the life of those who desire life. She is Chaitanya, so called Chiti. Tatpada lakshyartha. Tat means that. What is that? It denotes Brahman. So, Devi represents Tat lakshyartha. Chideka rasarupini. Chit eka. Meaning the one intelligence. Rasarupini is the essence. Devi is never ever separated from the Chit. So she is called Chideka Rasarupini. She is the essence of Chit. Swatmananta Lavibhuta Brahmadhyananta Santatihi. The long word, right? It is to be split up as Swatma Ananta Lava Bhuta Brahmadhya Ananta Santatihi. You know, lava means particle. In fact, in Tamil also this is lavam. Another, ananda, is bliss. It means the totality of the bliss of Brahma, Brahma Dhyananta Santatihi. The bliss of Brahma and others is a very minute portion of Devi's own bliss. Lavi Bhuta. It is a very minute portion of Devi's own bliss. That's what this means. Para pratakchiti rupa pasyanti paradevata madhyama vaikari rupa bhakta manasa hamsika. Para. Bhaskara offers a very detailed explanation of the word. It may sound a bit difficult to understand because he's quoting many ancient scriptures to trace the origin of the word para. A simple meaning, of course, para in superlative, but he has a different explanation. He starts by saying words which are the physical forms of speech as we speak, Vaikari, they only express the physical form of Brahman and do not correspond to the pure or unconditioned Brahman. So he divides the speech into 4 forms and offers the background to it. When the pralayam happened, the deluge, and when the actions of beings were not yet ripe, the Brahman, bound by Maya and by those actions, is called Gani Bhuta. Gani Bhuta means the congealed one. Congealed means kind of coagulated. It is not solidified. At the moment of ripeness, when the modification of Maya appears, Brahman endowed Maya in the form of ripened actions is called Abhyakta. Abhyakta is not manifested. That Abhyakta is the sprouting root of the universe. It is called Karana Bindu, the cause dot. From the Karana Bindu proceeds the Karya Bindu. The Karya Bindu is the effect dot. From the Karya Bindu came Nada, the sound, and then the Bija. And thus the 3 came into being. Bindu, Nada, and Bija are called by the word the supreme Para, subtle, Sukshma, and physical Sthula. So, in the bodily aspects, what it talks is the Karana Bindu is residing in the Mooladhara. It's known by the word Shakti, Pinda, Kundalini. When it sprouts in order to create the 3, that is Karya Bindu, etc., then the unmanifested sound is called Shabda Brahman. It arises from it. This sound, it is one with the Karana Bindu and therefore it's all pervading. First appears in the Mooladhara of persons by the power of air. It rises up. That act, that air, it is acted upon by the effort of the person desiring to speak, produces the all-pervading Shabda Brahman. The Shabda Brahman, which is in the Karana Bindu, when it is manifested, is called Para, speech. The same Shabda Brahman, produced by the same air proceeding as far as the navel, joining with the reasoning intellect, which is Manas, is called Paschanti, speech. Next, the Shabda Brahman produces the same air, proceeding as far as the heart. Now it is determining understanding, buddhi, intellect. It is endowed a special motion. It's called Madhyama. And the next stage is produced by the same air, proceeding as far as the mouth, developed in the throat in the form of articulation, so that others can hear it. That is called Vaikari. So that sound which arises from the Mooladhara is called Para, next the Paschanti, then Madhyama, and then Vaikari. Thus the articulated sound is what is produced by the air. But even though there are 4 kinds of speech, gross-minded men do not understand the first 3. They think speech is only Vaikari. There are 4 different grades of speech, definite, and those Brahmanas who are wise only know them. 3 are deposited or in secret and motionless. Men speak the 4th grade of speech. So that is what is called Para, the sound which first arises, which is not realized by many people. So Ambal is that Para which is not known. Para also means higher superlative, like Parameshwaran, and Devi is a supreme source. Going further, Pratyak Chiti Rupa. It means inner consciousness. Pratyak means inward. one who approaches her, the unmanifested Brahman as her form. Pashyanti, as she sees all in herself, she rises above the path of action. Hence his mother is called Pashyanti. Paradevata, supreme deity. Para here is superlative, nothing above. That's why she's called Parashakti. A very nice song. Adi Parashakti, Jai Jai Adi Parashakti. Adi Parashakti, Jai Jai Adi Parashakti. Adi Parashakti, Jai Jai Adi Parashakti. Nangal Adipaniyum Shakti. Om, Om, Om Enrale Vodiyum Varuvall Annai Parashakti. Om Enrale Vodiyum Varuvan Kulandai Bala Murugan. ஆறுதல் சொல்லி அமுதமும் அளிப்பாள் அன்னை பராசக்தி. ஆறுதல் சொல்லி அமுதமும் அளிப்பாள் அன்னை பராசக்தி. ஆறுதல் சொல்லி அமுதமும் அளிப்பாள் அன்னை பராசக்தி. ஆதி பராசக்தி, ஜெய ஜெய ஆதி பராசக்தி. ஆதி பராசக்தி, ஜெய ஜெய ஆதி பராசக்தி. நாங்கள் அடிபணியும் சக்தி. That's a nice song about Adi Parashakti. Para means superlative, nothing above. Then comes Madhyama. Because she abides in the middle, she is neither like Pashyanti, nor she proceeds outward like Vaikari with articulation fully developed. She is in the middle of these two, middle between these two, Madhyama. Vaikari Rupa, Bhaskaraya quotes Yoga Shastras and says she's called Vaikari because she was produced by the prana called Vikara. So she's called Vaikari. Bhakta Manasa Hamsika. Hamsika, as you know, is swan. Hamsam, Hamsa Pakshi. Bhakta Manasa is always in the minds of devotees. Manas. Bhakta means devotees. So she is like the swan in the minds of devotees. How does the swan come here? You know, you must have heard of the famous lake called Manasarovar. It is a high altitude freshwater lake in the Kailasha mountains, you know, Himalayas, and it is fed by the glaciers from the mountain. That is the freshwater lake. So Manas here means mind, and Sarovar means a lake. A lake which is deep enough for a lotus. And it is a beautiful place where it is very crystal clear water, and the swan is a bird which is very, very clean bird. And Devi is like the swan in the minds of devotees. Bhakta Manasa Hamsika. She is like the swan in the minds of devotees. So with that, I think we will come to a stop today. We have now completed 81 verses covering 372 namas. So let us conclude the session 7 today at this with my usual prayers. Sarva Mangala Mangalye Shive Sarvartha Sadike Saranye Trayambake Gauri Narayani Namostute. Om Shakti Om Shakti Om Parashakti Om Shakti Om Shakti Om. Om Shakti Om Shakti Om Parashakti Om Shakti Om Shakti Om. Om Shakti Om Shakti Om Parashakti Om Shakti Om Shakti Om. Om Shakti Om Shakti Om Parashakti Om Shakti Om Shakti Om. Om Swasti Pradapya Paripalayantam Nyayena Margena Mahim Mahimsa. O Brahmane Apyustavamastanityam Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.
Mangalam Guru Shri Chandramaulishwar ke Shakti Ganapati Sharadambigai Shankaracharya ke Shakti Ganapati Mahaganapati Sharadambigai ke Kala Bhairava ke Kali Durgai ke Veera Dheera Shura Hanuma Maruti Charanatirke Mallikarjunarke Selva Janardanarke Amba Bhavani Kambada Ganapati Chandi Chamundirke Shri Krishna Bhagavanke Shri Chakravasinike Sita Rama Lakshmana Sahita Maruti Charanatirke Vidyaranyar ke Vidya Shankaram ke Vagishwari ke Vajradega Garuda Anjaneyar ke Shri Valli Deva Sena Sameta Subramanyar ke Tungabhadrai ke Shringanivasini ke Sringeri Puriyil நிலைத்திருக்கும் எங்கள் சாரதாம்பிகைக்கே சச்சிதானந்த சிவ அபிநவ நிருசிம்ஹ பாரதிக்கே ஸ்ரீ சந்திரசேகர பாரதி குரு சார்வபௌமருக்கே ஸ்ரீ சந்திரசேகர பாரதி குரு வித்யா தீர்த்தருக்கே श्री चंद्रशेखर भारती गुरु भारती तीर्थर के श्री चंद्रशेखर भारती गुरु विदुशेखर भारती के मंगलम गुरु श्री चंद्रमौलीश्वर के शक्ति गणपति शारदाम्बिक शंकराचार्य के शक्ति गणपति महागणपति शारदाம்பிகை கே ஸ்ருங்கேரி புரியில் நிறைந்திருக்கும் எங்கள் சாரதாம்பிகை கே.
Thank you all.
Thank you all. Thank you again. Until we meet next month. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Om Sri Matre Namaha.